Well, welcome everyone to another Xango Super Saturday, an XU faculty workshop with a focus on XALO 3D, the power of 3, and sharing your best day yet. And we are very excited about some really cool new things that Xango has just launched and is in the process actually of launching. And we have with us today Xango's Vice President of North America, Ryan Anderson, to show us the new myxangobuilder. Ryan, take it away.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Xango Nation, Ryan Anderson. As Collie said, I am so excited to be here. Literally, I got an email late one night from Aaron Garrity, and he copied all of his partners, and he was just talking about, how excited he was and grateful he was about all of the new things that were coming out and how excited he was, and he thanked me, and I had to write back and say I'm a little bit somewhat embarrassed when people thank me for this. Like, literally, I'm just the talking head. If you guys knew all of the resources behind the scenes that pulled all of this stuff together, the idea makers, the dream builders, all of the people here at corporate as well as in the field, you've got represented on here today with Collie and Sandy and Ed and the team, a large portion of the individuals who's brought this all together. They put their input, they put their ideas, they put their heart and souls and passion into this, and that's why we're so excited about everything that we're rolling out. And so sometimes I get a little bit embarrassed because it's not me. I'm the talking head that gets to share this with you guys, and I'm excited about that because, some of the things I believe for the first time in not just my career, but I believe in the industry, we can literally teach people how to be successful. Literally, we can teach people how to be successful in a $178 billion industry. See, over the last 12 years, you could say, well, what's Xango been doing for the last 12 years? And I would say, well, what's the industry been doing over the last 50, 60, 70 years? They've got really good at the fundamentals. They've taught the fundamentals, and they've showed people how to be successful. But I believe for the first time in our industry's history, we can literally teach you how to be successful, because I can show you the way. And like Jim Rohn always says, that when the why becomes strong enough, the how becomes easy. But most people, when they start out in this business, they always ask how to do it. I'm willing, I'm determined, I have all of the passion in the world to go out and live my dreams, but I just need you to show me how to do it. And the reality is that you have to understand why first, and then you can figure out the how. Well, we're good at painting the picture, and that's the reason why we've had the success that we've had. We've shown people how, we've shown them how to be successful, but now with this new platform, with the system, with the plan, with the tools, with everything that's here, for the first time, I believe in our industry's history, I can teach anybody how to be successful. Anybody how to be successful. And that's why I'm so confident that we are literally building a legacy company that's going to be around for 30, 40, 50 years. And I'm proud of that, and I'm excited about that, and I'm going to keep beating that drum, and I'm going to keep shouting that from the rooftops, because I know that what we have, everybody needs. And so you guys have plugged into some of the trainings. You guys have done that. I know Collie and the team has put together through the Xango University a platform that you can go back and look at some of the trainings and look at some of the stuff that we're doing. We're doing trainings daily on the system. So rather than bore you guys and go through and teach you the system again and show you the system and how it works, what I would like to do today is I'd like to teach you how these tools now also, obviously there's a whole recruiting function to them, but also I'd like to teach you guys how we can do this. So when you join the business, or you're looking at business, or you're talking to a prospect, there's two things that they need to understand. Can I do it is number one. Can I do it? And number two is it worth it? And most network marketing companies or direct sales companies, they spend all of their time and money and energy and resources talking about, is it worth it? They show the cars and the vacations and the events and all of those things, and they talk about the benefits of their products or services, and they paint a pretty compelling picture of is it worth it? But where a lot of companies fail is they don't ever show how you can do it. Can I do it? Can I answer that question? And so for us, an exclusive to Xango is I believe that we have another tool to our arsenal or another arrow in our quiver to literally go out and share with individuals, can you do it? Abso-freaking-lutely yes. Sorry, I'm using fun words because I'm so amped up from the call this morning. But yes, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. In fact, we've got a proven model that all you have to do is plug into the plan and you're going to have success. You don't have to figure it out on your own. You don't have to take the steps that others have had to walk to figure this out. Sandy and I was talking before the call. Some of you may or may not have been on at the time, but she was talking about, it took her over a decade of failures to become an overnight success. And so what she's talking about when she says that, Sandy, the word failure has never, ever been a word that you could ever describe Sandy with. That was the word that she was using. But the reality is that Sandy had to keep trial and erring until she figured out. She had all of the determination and skill set and everything that she needed to be successful. She just needed to find that right vehicle, and so that's what she's talking about. And so can I do it is the question. And how do we show our prospects how they can do it? Because we can easily show them, is it worth it? We've in our short career, we have helped over 100 millionaires. We've created over 100 millionaires, and we've created over 40 multi-millionaires. And some of the companies that have been around twice as long as us are barely getting to the 30 or 40 millionaires, let alone we've created over 40 multi-millionaires in that short amount of time. And is it about becoming a millionaire? For some of you, yes. And for many of you, you can, and you can do that. But what we're doing is, with our intent, is to paint a picture and create a platform or a foundation that you can build whatever success that you're looking for. And with Xango, we allow you to define your own personal success. So how can these tools that we've done, if I was to sit down with a prospect and show them how they can do it, can I do it, right? That number one step, those two things that you have to help every individual who comes into the business understand, can I do it, and is it worth it? So can I do it? Absolutely. So if you can see my screen, you can see my arrow. What I'm going to do is I may pull up the dashboard with them. If I've got a lot of activity I've got a lot of contacts, I've got a lot of activity, then absolutely I would actually request that you pull up your dashboard with them and say, let me show you how simple this is. And just so you guys know, we're developing tools, and I haven't shared this with anybody. So this is because you guys got up early on a Saturday morning and you're listening to this webinar. I haven't shared this on any of my trainings or with anybody else, but we're actually creating videos through the next phase of rollouts that will come out in May, explaining, like videos that you'll be showing a prospect. There's like a video series of 1.5 to 2 minute videos that you'll be sharing with prospects, leading them down a path of, do I want to become a customer? Do I want to become a customer that earns a little bit of money, or do I want to become a business builder and earn lots of money? But the video series will actually walk them through. And one of the video series is actually walking them through, can I do it? So you don't have to, again, the biggest success in this industry is getting really good at telling your story, and then learning learning how to become the messenger, not the message, and using the tools to be the message for you. So I'll get off my soapbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into my dashboard, and I would show the individual how I've got all of these new contacts, how I've got, how things be. And what I would say is that let me just show you. Let me walk you through this. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to go in and look at my sites really quickly. Now we're going to be launching with, these aren't the sites, but we'll be launching a couple of different sites. The first two sites that we're launching with, you'll have. But let me just pull up this one really quickly. And there's going to be a video that's going to play, but I'm going to pause this really quick because that's not what I'm here for. So what I would do is I would go to my replicated website while I was with the prospect, as I'm talking to them about the system or the plan that's actually going to help them be successful. And I would go to my own personal replicated website, and I would say every one of my business partners, because they are, right? They're not your, they are on your team and they are your friends or your family, but they're business partners. We're building a business here. We're building a legacy company. We're building a business, and we're helping build a future with you. And so what I would do is I would take them to my replicated website. I would click on my contact information. I would ask them, see, this is still all coding, we're doing some stuff. So I would ask them to take out their QR code reader. And if they don't have one, I would show them how easy it is to download it on their smartphone for them. You can do a couple different things here. You can either download a V card. So if they don't have a QR code or they don't have a smartphone or a tablet, they can simply click on the V card. But what you want to do is you want to show how easy it is to share your contact information and how readily available you are, because you allow the tools to do the work for you. You don't have to create more and additional work for you. So you would scan the QR code or down the V card. Now they have your contact information in there. The reason why I would take the prospect through your system and having them do this, and there's a number of ways that you could do this, is number one, by having them do it on their phone or their computer, you are now capturing their unique IP address. So now when they come in and go, you send them a video, they go to your website or whatever, you're now able to track their activity on your website. So that's the hidden portion of this, taking a prospect through this aspect of it. But then you're going to have them simply fill out their information. And I would just say, let me just show you how simple this is. So I'm going to say Bob Robertson. And I'm just going to fill out a fill this out. Maybe that's what I used last. Okay, so address 1111 East Coast Drive, and I don't know any zip codes. When I lived in Connecticut, there was a 011 something. Let me just throw in mine. So it's going to go ahead and automatically populate that. I send a request. So now what I've done with Bob Robertson is I've showed them how easy it is to go out and capture people that's going to your website, doing that. It's not about buying business cards and handing out business cards. I always say that it's better to collect business cards than it is to hand out business cards, because it keeps you in the driver's seat, right? So this not only puts you in the driver's seat, but this puts you as captain of a rocket ship, and you get to take that rocket ship and go, because now you can do a whole bunch of different things with it. So now Bob Robertson has gone in and put in his contact information. And now when I go to the to-do list, I can just show, okay, Bob, let me walk you through this. You went to my replicated website, you requested some more information, or you requested a sample. You come into my dashboard, you now show up in my to-do list. Let me just show you how easy this is. I can come in here, and because I've made contact with you now, Bob, now I can walk you through any sort of the process that I want. I can send you an email if you're asking me, instead of me getting your email information, I've already got it right here from you. I can send you an email. I can send you a text. I can share you a presentation. I can share a video with you. I can share web pages. I can send you a PDF. Everything that you need is right here. The days of old, I remember my mom getting these big, huge boxes of cassette tapes, and she would hand out cassette tapes when she was doing these things. Like literally, there's always going to be places for those types of tools in our business. That in this day and age that we live in a day and age where people literally we want information now, and we want relevant information. We need it fast. We need it updated. And so that's the company's commitment to this, is keeping all of these tools and things updated with this. And so if I go through this with Bob, I can literally sit here and show him everything that he's done. I can show him that he's in the driver's seat, that literally all he has to do is keep the funnel full, keep driving people and showing people the path to his website, to the videos, and show him all sorts of aspects. So like I can literally take him through and share with him how all of these tools work. And I know I'm kind of talking in circles here just for a second, but I'm just wanting to show you guys how simple this is. Like we can track all of this activity. This is really, really simple. Once you get this set up, it's simple. And probably the two biggest questions that I'm getting since we wrote this out on April 15th is, what if I don't have a smartphone? What if I don't have a tablet? The reality is that all of these systems run off of a computer platform. What if I'm not technically savvy? Well, the great thing about this is that you don't have to be technically savvy. In fact, I don't want you to be technically savvy. I mean, I wish that I knew 1/10 of the information that Collie Butler had in her head on how technical savvy she is, because literally, if I was, I would be a genius. But I'm not. I'm not technically savvy. I just had the ability to sit down with this and go through it a couple of times. I've had to go up to the support and training tabs a couple of different times and watch a couple of videos and learn how things are doing. Just the other day I was learning how to send out emails through the system, and I wanted to learn how to do that. I just went to the tutorial. I clicked on this video right here, and it popped up a video and taught me how to send out an email. So this is so easy. You don't have to have a smartphone. You don't have to have a tablet. You have that platform. However, individuals who do have those things, it just gives them another tool in their arsenal. They've got the app on their phone that they can do different things with. And so Collie, that's kind of the approach that I wanted to take today, was just kind of talking about how I would take a prospect through the tools and show them. I wouldn't show them everything because I think you overwhelm them. I would just simply show Bob how easy it is to, now you're in my system, now I can market to you, and I'm not trying to sell you something on the first contact. I'm literally taking you on a journey or a path, walking you down to come to the same conclusion that I came to. So that's the thing. And at the end of the day, everybody, that's what you're going to look at. You're going to look at, if you see what I see, you hear what I hear, you're going to come to the same conclusion that I came to. So, Collie, happy to answer any question.
Ryan, thank you so much. We do have some questions, but to give everybody else a chance to add some more, go ahead and put those questions in the Ask a Question box in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Some of these questions are things that I'm going to take the screen back and show you in just a moment, but while we're getting the rest of those questions in, I just wanted to, and while I'm getting the screen back, turn a few moments over to Sandy Cohen to share some of her thoughts on what you shared so far this morning.
Thank you, Collie, and of course, thank you, Ryan, for the simplicity. And, and I tell this story often, and it's about probably 17 years ago that I was listening to one of those audio cassette tapes, and there may be some people on the call that don't even know what that is, but that's the precursor to the MP3s and streaming and everything else. And I remember this gentleman saying and I always have to get my thoughts correct. If you do not embrace technology, now we're talking about 17 years ago, if you do not embrace technology, those who do will leave you in the dust. And 17 years ago, they had something called fax on demand, which we thought was, wow, what a hot, wonderful tool that is. But 17 years ago, how many people had a fax machine in their home? In fact, today, how many people have a fax machine in their home? And that's all we had to build with when we came into Xango 12 years ago. So with technology, whether we like it or not, we need to embrace it. And it can be so simple because what's the saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's what you're going to do with all this new technology that's going to give you the ability to build a global, understand, global Xango business with the click of a mouse. So if you're like I was, terrified of technology, just take a deep breath, find a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old niece, nephew, or grandchild, and they'll hold your hand with us as we show you the simplicity, especially with analytics, especially with speeding up. I mean, Kali, Ryan, you remember, we used to have to mail, bottles of juice to people. First of all, the bottle was $35, plus you had to insure it. Then you had to go to the post office, and for me, it's driving 25 minutes back and forth. And then you had to chase people. Did you get it? Didn't you get it? Did you taste it? Didn't you taste it? Now, everything is just hyper speed with, let me send you this QR code. Let me show you how simple this is. And that's why people are able to make decisions to join the team, either as a customer or as a business partner, literally within hours, if not within days. So we're really excited about the marriage, of course, with Xango University and the new Xango Builder, because the two will give you everything that you need. No excuses if you'll just put in about an hour a day. So back to you, Kali, and sharing some of the things as well that you've got to share.
Well, great. Thank you so much, Sandy. And before I go into some of the stuff I was going to share and show you all the new cool stuff that we've been working on this week ourselves with Xango University and a gift from us, a couple questions here for Ryan so we can let him go and get on with his day. Ryan, there's several questions about the QR codes. So one of the questions, of course, we know that you've already generated your own QR code, and they're on the Best Day Yet packets that we hand out. And I remember you showing me how we could generate our own QR codes. So there's a lot of questions about QR codes, how they're generated, who generates them, distributors or corporate, if you can generate more than one. So why don't you just kind of address QR codes?
Yeah, no, I'd love to. Thank you. Great question. So QR codes, just so that you guys understand the reason why we're using that media platform, it's being more and more accessible. If you look at the majority of the big brands out there, Apple, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, McDonald's, here I am throwing out all the unhealthy stuff. But they all have QR codes. And just the last, in the last 6 to 7 months, there's been an over 700% increase with brands using QR codes. It's a simple, easy way to share information that is fast without having to email links or texting different things. So with your Best Day Yet sample, the reason why we have on there on the sample, that one will lead you right to the corporate site. As many of you know, you've been out using those QR codes and doing that. The reason why we put that on there was we wanted to make sure that every sample had at least a QR code on there. That one takes them to the generic corporate site. so that they can see the video, they can get the information that they want, and then hopefully the individual who's handing out the sample is following up with them. Now, you, through this new tool, have the ability to create your own QR code, and it's very simple. You can create multiple QR codes. You can create one every minute of every day if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but you could. You can create multiple QR codes, and what you're doing is when you're creating those QR codes is you may be somebody who, I think I saw Tessa's name on here. Tessa is somebody who loves the Elaviv, and she samples the Elaviv, and she wants to share the Elaviv with people. She can create her own QR code based on the Elaviv with Elaviv studies and videos and different things, and she can put those QR codes on her samples that she's handing out. Now there might be somebody out there who loves the cleanse product. They love the fact that, you know, they can have that spring cleaning if they wanted. And they have that ability to do that. They can create the QR codes based on that, taking them to their websites and videos based on that. So there's a QR builder tool within the system. It's really simple. You can simply go to the tool. There's a video that walks you through how to set it up, and I guarantee you, regardless of your skill set from a technical perspective, you can walk yourself through. Once you've created one QR code, you'll have it down pat. And there's a video right there. There's a help button right there. There's everything that literally can take you through. It just is so easy. You guys you'll be astounded at how easy it is.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Other questions on here are, which I'll just answer this, can we create our own QR code and paste it over the QR code that's on the sample pack? Well, just to let everybody know, you can not only do that, but you can also make whatever label you want. So you can actually put a label with your name, your number, your website, and your QR code, because these are all simple things that you can make and just print out on Avery labels, and you can just get whatever size you need for however much information you want to put on there. But yes, I highly recommend that everybody does have some kind of a label put on that package, whether you're replacing that one or not. I mean, that one's great because it's there and it goes to a wonderful corporate video, but you can also put your own label either over it or in a different spot on the card, which we certainly do, so that people don't lose your contact info, because otherwise you're attaching a business card or something that could become separated from that card packet. So make sure that you do. You can have more than one. All right, here's a question, and Ryan, I don't know how familiar you are. The old Discover Mangosteen site, which we have updated recently a few years ago to My Power System. I don't know how familiar you are with the tools and the technology and the things that are in that site, but there's several questions here about in the Discover Mangosteen, formerly Discover Mangosteen, now My Power System, you're actually able to create your own pages up with content and information. And I'm pretty sure that's the same as the presentations that you're able to create within myxangobuilder. So the question is, will we be able to make up our own pages like that site also? And I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the presentation, creating the presentation is. So why don't you just tell us about that Create Your Own Presentation tool?
Yeah, no, and you're right. You know, I definitely, you know, haven't had the ability to go through and look at a lot of the things that were here or was in place or that have been there. But, you know, I did, you know, have kind of a basic understanding. The Create Your Own Presentation is a really great opportunity for you. So it's really simple. There's a template that you go through or walk through, and basically what you're going to be able to do is that you can create a custom presentation based off of combining a PowerPoint or a keynote that the company's already created for you, and then the person can actually flip through it on their phone or their tablet or scroll through it on their computer. So you could say, I want you to go through this presentation, and after this, and then I want you to watch this video, and then when this video finishes, I want this PDF to download, be available for you to download. And when that's all done, I want you to go to this website. That is really the process, is that it's not something that you have to technically do on yourself and then upload it into the system. We will be making, not when we launch, but we will be making it available for certain levels of leadership as a recognition piece, where they'll be able to upload videos and do different things that they'll be able to share with their team, and different presentations or PDFs, whatever that they would like to have for their teams. We'll make that available for certain leadership levels. But I don't want you guys to get lost in those details. This presentation builder is a template. You're choosing, I want this video, I want this website, I want this presentation, I want this PDF, I want this website, I want all the above, or I just want them to watch this video and go to this website when they're done. That's it. Like, you're just modifying it to yourself. We've already have some templates that we've already went in and suggested, so you don't even have to create one. You can use the ones that we've done for you. But it's just, again, does that make sense, Kali? Did I explain that well enough?
Absolutely. And the next question says, everybody's asking, if you could go over the timeline again, when can they sign up? And then when is the timeline for when the next piece, the app, the tax tools, just go over the timeline with us again.
Yeah. So Kali and Sandy, a lot of this was input, that you guys gave us as well, was that there was a lot of information, as you guys know. And so rather than just giving this to people right out of the gates and allowing them to run with it and get frustrated because, they couldn't figure something out, we wanted to just take a week and just train them. So we obviously went through the first presentation on Wednesday, every day excluding tomorrow, Sunday, the day of rest. We're doing a live demo of a certain piece of the tool for the next 6 days, which will take us through Wednesday. However, the sites and everything will be live and ready to launch on Tuesday. You'll be able to go into your back office. It's as easy as pasting an order for your juice. You can go into the back office. You can choose which SKU you want. If you want to do the monthly subscription, the 6-month subscription, or you want to do the annual subscription, you choose which SKU you want. Everybody gets 30 days free. You go ahead and click on the link, which will take you to the back office, to that dashboard that I showed you, and you'll get started. The Monday or the Tuesday training is scheduled for an hour. Because I'm literally going to walk you through on how to set up your system. So literally you can see it right there and learn how to set up your system right there while we're doing that. So that is happening on Tuesday, and that is going to be webinar. The next webinar will be tonight at 7 p.m. and then that'll be on Monday. There'll be one. Tuesday there'll be one. We'll be live on Tuesday. There'll be another one on Wednesday. And then starting Thursday, we'll start our weekly webinar trainings going forward.
Okay, great. The time frame on Tuesday when they go live, is this going to be earlier in the day or not till your training webinar that night?
They'll be live first thing Tuesday morning.
Great. And the prices again, if you could go over that.
It's $14.95 a month if you do the monthly subscription. Now, that includes not just the myxangobuilder that you're looking at here, but it also includes the app that's coming in addition. It also includes tax deductor. And on Tuesday, we'll be walking you through on how to set that up as well. So you've got tax deductor, you've got the myxangobuilder, which is the replicated website, social media tools, all of that. And then the app. The app is what's rolling out in May, on May 15th. That's going to be here before we know it. That's also included in that pricing. And so That's the tool that's exclusive to Xango. It's got the prospecting portion where it's texting and emailing our prospects those videos that I was just telling you about. It's got over 50 videos that will be associated with it, where if you give us your first 5 minutes of every day is what we're going to ask you for. So instead of surfing Facebook or reading your emails or doing that, we just want the first 5 minutes of every day, and we're going to teach you a business building principle. And then we're going to, in that 5 minutes through a video, and then we're going to ask that you go through that video and apply that principle through the day. So it's really fun. That one's easy too. So you've got business building, personal development, where we partner with Stephen M.R. Covey, and then you've also got the prospecting portion of it as well. And so you got $14.95 monthly, $80 for 6 months, which I think equals out to be like $13.33 a month. And then you've got the $120 one-time fee, which is your annual fee, which equals out to be $10 a month. The company is subsidizing at all three of those levels, but that we understand and the importance of doing so, and so that's the reason why we're getting all of that in that one tool.
All right, that is fantastic. Thank you so much, Ryan. I've got a lot of questions here that are kind of combo questions, and they're actually that I can address, and I'm going to keep you on just long enough to show you some of this cool stuff too. People are asking, obviously, where do they get the archives of all of this really cool stuff? So first of all, I'm going to tell you where at Xango that you can get that, and then I'm also going to show you the page. So people have missed some of these webinars so far, and let me just this back where I need it and where I can share it. All right, I'm going to resume my sharing and show you. So first of all, Xango.com is your one-stop place to go and get here the weekly webinar trainings. If you click on this, it's going to take you to the trainings. It's going to give you the schedule. You're going to be able to watch the previous trainings that were done, and you're going to be able to register for the next training that's being done. Let me just move there we go. But I'm going to show you actually an easier place because there's a lot of different places to go. I'm going to show you the new Xango University in just a moment. But I'm going to show you right here on Xango University, there's a couple of pages that have been put in here. One of them is the XALO 3D. Oh, actually, this takes you to a page with all the webinars, but I'm going to show you these two pages. Your best day yet is a page to share with your prospects right now until the site launches live, until the app is up. This gives us all the basic information here. And so there's a little blurb on it, but if you go to it, it's xalo3d.com. And if you go here, it's simply a URL that forwards to a page on the university with just the best day yet video. The doctor explains, this is Dr. Templeman talking about the different products, the compensation plan, and then a short getting started with XALO 3D training, the ticket to paradise to talk about the trip, Sandy Botkin talking about tax advantages, and then of course the link to the Xango website. So this is for the prospect. If you look at the very bottom of it, there's also a link that goes right to here, and this is, click here to go to the XALO 3D distribution or distributor resource center. So it's at the bottom of that page, but if you miss it, it's also right here on the news, XALO 3D and the Power of 3. So when we go here, let me just show you some of the stuff that is on here now. This is the Distributor Resource Center. So we're going to get all of the archives to everything in one single place. It simply will forward you to the different Xango sites, and I've also downloaded and created videos and put them up on the YouTube channel, as well as pulled videos from Xango's YouTube channel to give you the actual videos to watch. But so here we are. Here's the different training videos from the faculty workshops. So the one that we did last week is here. The one that we're doing today will be here by the end of the day. The Getting Started in Xango with Your Best Day Yet, a tour of all the different online promotional and training resources for the best day yet, the XANGO corporate webinar when they first rolled out the Power of Three. Now here's our weekly webinar training. So when you go here, it's going to take you to the page, or if you click on the icon, either way, it'll take you to a page that not only has the link to the XANGO site, xango.com, buzz/blog, all weekly webinar training. It'll take you there. It tells you what it is. But we also downloaded one video in each category. Now every single month there's a new Welcome and Getting Started. The next week there's a new compensation plan training. The next week there's a new Power of Three plan. The next week there's a new, and that's what it is this week, right, Ryan, is the new product training will be here.
Yeah.
But you can either watch the latest webinar there through the link. It'll take you right to it. Or we've downloaded these videos so that they're here and you can actually watch them right on this page if you want to, rather than clicking to a link and taking you to another place. So we've made it very easy for you to be able to watch all the previous ones by either going to the XANGO site and getting them all, by linking directly to the latest webinars, or by actually watching the videos directly on this page. We also have this for, let me just go back, everything is here, the faculty workshops. So all these faculty workshops that we're doing, the same thing, we can go to that page and see those videos. myxangobuilder. So here's the myxangobuilder page, and we can click on either the image or click here for the details. If we click on the image, it's going to take us to a page dedicated to myxangobuilder. This is a 6-part webinar training. We can click here and go to the blog spot, xango.com/buzz/blog/all/get-amped. We can go to xango.com and find this and get there and get to the whole page. But we also have it here for you and have downloaded the videos. We have the part 1. This was the hour-long overview of the complete system. This is part 2 that was done last night with the contact manager. Part 3 will be tonight. So we'll have these videos available for you. So you've got one place that you can go to link to everything, to the weekly webinar trainings on Thursday, to the myxangobuilder trainings, to the faculty workshop trainings, and etc. There's more resources here. There's some sample text to send to your contacts right now manually until the app comes out. So right now you've got a prospect. You can send them this one in the morning to remind them about Ignite, this one in the afternoon for Limitless, this one at night for Reload. This is a follow-up the next day, just asking about their day. And another follow-up after that is about the business and to share the business opportunity with them. There's all kinds of links here to the XALO 3D corporate website, to the XALO 3D Power of 3 plan, the videos, the event blog, etc. So this is one place for you to go to. It's simply xalo3d.com. When you land there, it's all opportunity stuff for a prospect. At the bottom of that page, click here for distributor resources, and it takes you to this page with all the resources to all the different sites and all the different tools and all the different trainings that are out there for you. So that's the only URL you have to remember right now. Everything XALO 3D, myxangobuilder, weekly webinar trainings, opportunity, all of that can be found at xalo3d.com. So with that, Ryan, I just wanted you to know that was there, and thank you so much for sharing all of that with us so that we could provide it to all of our team members. And if there are any closing comments you'd like to leave us with before you go, I would love for you to share them.
I'd like to, you know me, I love quotes, right? First of all, I just want to thank you for, your tireless. I mean, I know that you were texting back and forth with me last night. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. Your tireless efforts and energy that goes into this. If it hadn't been for leaders like you guys, this company wouldn't be what it is today. And I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all that you guys do each and every day. And all of the webinars I do, I always sign off with it's our time, it's your time, it's our time, the time is now. And, there's a quote, I believe it was by Eleanor Roosevelt, that was entitled Look to the Day. It says, yesterday's already a dream, tomorrow's only a vision. Each day well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness and every tomorrow a vision of hope. I know you guys have heard me share that quote on several occasions, but as we spend more and more time together, and we learn that it's how we invest our time, it's how we spend our time every day that matters. And I believe wholeheartedly that as you guys spend your time getting to understand these tools and these systems and surrounding yourself with such amazing, incredible leaders that are represented on this call, that you can have everything in life that you want. I can tell you that every one of my days don't go according to plan, but because I do wake up with a vision of hope, every one of my yesterdays is a dream of happiness. And I just want to thank you guys for this opportunity to be here today and blessing me by allowing me to be here. So God bless you guys, and thank you for the opportunity to be here again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Everybody give Ryan some love in the chat room. There's a bunch of comments in the Ask a Question box, which Ryan can't see, saying thank you, Ryan, for all your tireless work. And as Ryan said, we were chatting until 1 o'clock in the morning, so he is much, much more than an 8 to 5-er for sure, and we appreciate those efforts, Ryan. Thank you. All right, everybody, back to what I want to show you. A couple things. As some of you just saw this little sneak peek I'm giving you at the new XANGO University, which will be launching 2 weeks from today. Sandy Cohn will be doing a faculty workshop where she will be showing the university and all the cool new stuff, but I decided to give you a tiny little peek here. This is not something that you can see yet, but this is kind of a little peek where this is the new XANGO University campus. And on that campus there is the XANGO International Building, the e-store, the curriculum building, the faculty building, the electives building, the resources, the personal development master's building, the prospecting tools building, etc. And I'll give you a private education building, and I'm just going to click on one of them. I'll just take, let's take the personal development. That's always my favorite building, and we're just going to go to this real quickly. And I'm going to show you that we have the library is being alphabetized by authors, by videos, by ebooks, etc. And as you go here, there's also a search that you'll be able to search for a particular author or a particular book or a particular video or something. And I'm going to let Sandy close this with more on that in just a moment. I'm going to just take you through a couple of things here. So that's the new building. You'll notice the Gift from Us sampling sites for free. Still as part of XANGO University. I'm going to show you, for those of you who have not seen or don't know yet, the free marketing site is at agiftfromus.net. So we still have the .coms we're working on. As you know, those are now full-blown WordPress sites. And with technology and issues, we're moving them over to another company yet. We didn't realize that what we were doing was creating hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of separate websites, which require hundreds and hundreds of more space, of a larger hosting package with companies that can handle that kind of multi-site stuff. So your .coms, we're still working on those .coms, which will be your very own website, which you can customize, which we've already shown you some of that. But right now the .nets are up, and they're like they used to be, where they're very, very simple. It's one website where you have your own custom page. So whatever your site name is, your site is live at agiftfromus.net/your site name. And this is an example right now of agiftfromus.net/demo. So for all of you who have your own custom URLs, you might want to take them and forward it to the .net, because when we get the WordPress sites live, for those who want them, you can actually put them on your own domain name if you'd like, and have it be your very own website. Rather than agiftfromus.com/your site name, it can actually just be your own website URL that you will actually own. So more on that later, but right now just know agiftfromus.net/your name is up, is live, and will continue to be. There's no issues with that because it's not separate WordPress sites. These are your free marketing sites as part of the XANGO University. Don't forget xuevents.com. That is your event place. This is where you're going to go, and you'll always see the post here in the middle with all the details of the different events. So this is what we're in right now, is our 6-part webinar series. You can register through one link right here. Of course, all of you did that. You're on the line. Under there, we have the recording from last week. I will add the recording from this week by the end of the day here today, and all 6 will be here on this one post. But in addition to that, it'll be on the page with the actual video downloaded that I just showed you. That's at XALO3D.com. And over here on the right-hand side, there's the hot links to the various things, as well as this week's live events. So plug into what's going on this week. We have the Get Growing call Tuesday, 3 o'clock Pacific time. That's the corporate call. We have our product nights actually on Tuesday night, because this is, it is not, no, there's no conflict. Great. So product call will be Tuesday night, 6 o'clock Pacific. The $1 Million Minds, Wednesday night at 6 o'clock Pacific. Our weekly webinar, training webinar with Xango at 6 o'clock Pacific. And I apologize, there are actually conflicts on those two. So Sandy, I'm going to let you address if you're going to make a change, simply because of the special webinars that Ryan has been doing for My Xango Builder are taking place Tuesday night and Wednesday night. So you think about that. When I turn it over to you, you can let us know if you want to adjust the time or just do it at the same time, because everything's recorded anyway. You decide. The Get Amped calls every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning Pacific, where Ryan Anderson hosts a different six-figure monthly income earner. And, of course, our faculty workshops. These are all the weekly events that you can go to and click on and get all the details. There's more events here. These are monthly and semi-monthly events, etc. So make sure that you plug into that. The archives for today's call, there's multiple places. Now, first of all, where archives always are is at Xango University in the library. If you go to the library, you'll see the archives. So if you click right on archives, you get all archives. Or you can go to the separate pages, the faculty workshop archives, the book club archives, the product experiences archives, and the $1 Million Mind archives. So this is where in the library you'll always find the archives to everything. But just remember, just to make it simple and to make it easy, XALO3D.com. That is your one-stop place to share this opportunity with others until everything gets out, the app, the tools, and all of that. Down at the bottom, click here to go to the Distributor Resource Center, and you go there, and there you're going to get all of the archives and resources that have to do with the best day yet, with XALO 3D, with My Xango Builder, and much, much more. A couple other questions I'm going to address first, and then I'm going to turn it over to Sandy to close. Some questions about the tax deductor, some people that already have the tax deductor, other people that have TaxSpot, other people that have other tax programs. Well, I'm in the same boat. I've been using TaxSpot for years and years and years, so I have a decision to make, just like you'll have a decision to make. If you feel like you don't need multiple programs, you don't need multiple programs. However, I have years and years of stuff in my TaxSpot, so I'm probably going to keep it. It doesn't matter, because what's coming with Xango, the tax deductor, is included in the package. So we're not going to be paying extra for it. We will have it. Whether or not we think we need something in addition to, that's up to us. But for those people that already have deductor, since you're going to be getting deductor, I would assume that you wouldn't need to have two different deductor accounts. However, I would suggest to you that that is a question for your support, for the tax deductor support, because I don't have that particular program myself. But it looks like you're going to be getting exactly the same thing, just a Xango brand, so you probably won't need it. But double check with the customer support with tax deductor on that. Other questions, is this taking the place of new things, or can we get rid of something else? And again, that's up to you. The Xango University is always going to be the university of success, where we will always have product training and faculty training from the leaders. So understand that the stuff that corporate does is stuff that corporate can say. There are limitations on something a company can say about product or making money because of income claims and product claims, and we as distributors have to be very careful with all of that also. But we as distributors can say things and teach things that corporate cannot. I believe that the university is definitely something that everybody needs to keep. You're going to see as the university launches, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to complement. Everything about the university will complement everything that Xango does. As far as other marketing sites out there, there's a lot of other marketing sites. We already talked about My Power System and Discover Mangosteen, and there's people with My Mangosteen and other sites out there, generic sites and tools that people have been using to share. I personally have everything because I find value in everything. It always seems like there's something here or something there. But confusion, if you find that there's something that you do not need anymore that's obsolete, as far as a marketing tool, because My Xango Builder is a marketing tool. It's something that's going to help you share the products and share the business. So do you need multiple marketing sites? Again, that's up to you. If you've got a marketing site, for example, My Power System, if it has, a lot of people are using the meal pack site within that because it's very different. There's nothing else out there like it, and they use it to share the meal pack. If that's something that's your passion and that you don't see that comes out with the new Xango site, you may want to keep it. If it is not and you're only using the sites that you can get the same information with the new My Xango Builder, well, then you may not need it. So you're going to have to make individual choices of comparing what you have and what you use, and is that something that you can get with My Xango Builder? If it is, then you certainly don't need two things that do exactly the same thing, which is why we will continue to give a gift from us for free, simply because it is just a gift from us. You're paying your tuition fees for the university, for the training, for the tools, which I'm going to let Sandy close with, and the marketing site. It's just a simple place, and what I find is, and if you notice, the new giftfromus.net does have the best day yet. So if you're sharing the best day yet, share the best day yet. If you want to follow up with ageless, which is what I'm finding that we're doing a lot, we're sharing the best day yet, but anybody I have that's over the age of 30, I'm following up with my next video that I'm going to send them is on the ageless, and the next video that I send them is on the juice. I will continue to use this because it's simple and only has one message, but from here I will actually follow up with putting the contact into my contact manager with the new My Xango Builder and following up with personalized presentation tools that I can create for them. So that's how I'm going to be using it. I hope that helps. With that, Sandy, I'd love to turn the time over to you to just tell us a little bit more about the university. By the way, next Saturday, do not miss, Richard O'Brien has a whole team of leaders that he's going to be interviewing and talking about how to hand out samples and where to send them and how to follow up and how to bring them in as customers and distributors. So you don't want to miss that. And the next week, 2 weeks from today, Sandy will be launching the Xango University, training us on it, showing us everything that's in there. So Sandy, tell us a little bit more about that. If there's anything you'd like me to show, I'd be happy to do that. But also, since we do have a conflicting time on Wednesday night with the $1 Million Minds, just let us know what you plan to do with that.
Well, first of all, Kali, before I do anything, we all have to do a shout out to Kali, because without her, quite honestly, none of this would be happening. I remember, Kali, when we shared an office in Phoenix with 5 other people, and you were on the computer with a baby on your lap, and I would stand behind you and say, how do you do that? How do you work a computer like that? And you were my idol. I said, someday I want to be just like you. And I'm still trying to catch up. But, without Kali's expertise, what's wonderful about the new My Xango Builder and Xango University is we really don't have to know how to make it all work. We just have to know where to point and click. And, some of the people in the chat room were thanking us for all the hard work, but it's a culmination of passion of the entire faculty. Because what you have to understand with Xango's comp plan, we win when you win. Unlike other programs that the leaders lose if you advance in the comp plan. So it's the whole culture of helping the entire Xango nation to thrive and be successful. And obviously the mantra and the mission statement of Xango University is no one left behind. And I remember many years ago, and I shared this with Ryan earlier, it really took me about 10 years to be an overnight success. And most people in our profession quit within 90 days. I mean, that's what's so sad. And I remember when I was starting my medical and surgical supply business, and I had to have a presence in what was then called the Yellow Pages, and I don't know if they even exist today. But in those days, I mean, that was where you had a resource to find anything. And it took me 18 months before I could afford to have my business pay for a Yellow Page ad. And we're talking, 1978, 79, where it was $1,500 a month just to have a presence in the Yellow Page directory. So I need you all to put on your business hats now. If you're on the call and you're listening, you have intention to build a worldwide global business without investing and mortgaging your house and your firstborn. But there is a cost to doing business. And the tools that are being provided by Xango, the company, and your leadership faculty are a no-brainer. I mean, what's it going to be? $30 a month? Give me a break to have everything you need to share the message, because this is something that can multiply. You don't have to be a Kali Butler to know how to make all this work. I sure as heck don't know how to make all this work, but I'm on the calls, every call, because I have to keep, at my age, I'm having a big birthday again in June, which I can't believe. But the point is, when you're in your mid-70s and you're still learning how to do this stuff, it can be done. So the whole intent of the university is to give you additional tools so that you can communicate like a $1 million earner, because you can all be $1 million earners. There is absolutely no reason why you cannot. And I hope you're going to be on our call Wednesday night. Now, Colleen, I know we've got a conflict, but, if I change the call to an hour earlier or an hour later, people are creatures of habit. And since everything is recorded and Ryan's doing calls every single day, I think we're just going to leave everything the way it is so that if people can't make it for some reason, they can listen to the recording. And I hope I'm making the right decision, and you guys can email me and let me know if I'm making the wrong decision. But real quickly, I want to give an overview of phase 2 of the university. The whole concept of the university is a campus. In other words, there's orientation. There's going to be 2 buildings. What I think is the most important and should be the most important to you guys as well is the product education building. And I know that, in 12 years, some of us have had incredible results. And I've had to use multiple tools and multiple sites and terrible confusion. So, Kali, if you click on the education building, as you see, it highlights, and then it'll take you to every product easily. So like Tessa, she is so passionate about Elevate, as I am too, Tessa. We definitely, do not run out of Elevate, because we did once when we were in pre-launch, and I thought Eddie and I were going to kill each other. So every product has, and we sat down with the O'Briens and we said, okay, somebody who has no technical skills whatsoever. And I really believe when people understand the science and research and they understand the personal experiences from each product and hear other people's stories, it increases retention. So we need your personal experiences. Please, please, please send me an email, or if you're even open to also being videoed, we can meet on Skype and we can video for your personal experience on any of the products. So the second building is prospecting tools. So when you click on the parent link, prospecting tools, at the top or the building, it'll take you both there. Our job is to send a message. And we'll go through each building separately. And I think what I'm going to do is, since I've got time now we're going to probably go live with the site before May 2nd, but I will do individual video trainings of each building and my suggested usage of the building. What's also pretty cool, Kali, if you click on resources, the resource building, which is one of the 9 buildings, and again, we're teaching what we actually do, unlike other leaders who teach but don't do. I mean, it's absolutely amazing how many people in this industry charge hundreds of dollars a month, hundreds a month to train when they've never really accomplished anything great in a network marketing program. We're even going to have one-touch emails. So everything that you need and what isn't showing yet, and the programmers are still finishing, is what we're calling a 3-day pass, which is very, very exciting because you're going to be able to give a potential customer or if you go back to the 9 buildings, Kali, you're going to be able to give a potential customer a 3-day pass. And it will expire in 3 days. So there is a sense of urgency that they've got 3 days. So what if it's a customer who's passionate about debilitating migraines, or someone who's stressed, tired, and depressed? Whatever you decide, you're going to send them the links to those videos, to the science and research specific to that customer or to that potential business partner's needs. And what's so cool with technology, and don't ask me how analytics work, because I do not have a clue. I mean, Kali probably knows. I'm not even sure Ryan knows. The point is it works because the programmers work it that way. But analytics will track the IP address of who looked at your 3-day pass. It'll give you all their information that you can then put into myxangobuilder Contact Manager. So there's an affiliation here. There's a marriage here that makes sense. We have unique videos on both the product and the business. And, of course, everything's archived. And, of course, you get a giftfromus.net absolutely free. And I think you're going to be very, very excited about everything that we're going to have to be, that we're going to be offering you. We're going to take it, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And there's going to be a new e-store. And Kali has created an amazing suggested reading list so that everything that is in the new distributor kit for your personal and professional development will be able to be accessed through the e-store at a discount. And Kali, if you want to show where the brochures are on the university in the e-store, you really must. And I'm going to be updating the gift bags so that you can get a better idea, because they now have the beautiful card for the 3D packaging. So that'll be updated probably within the week. But this little brochure, I have to tell you, everybody that I give this brochure to just goes, wow. And, of course, the centerfold of the brochure is what? Our flagship product. And it was interesting. I had a conversation with someone who was here at the house a couple of days ago, whose child was just diagnosed with early autism. And he was driving in a car to L.A. with a gentleman who's a physician on the board of another network marketing company who has a kitchen mix of a mangosteen juice product. And he said to this doctor, and they were talking about his child, if you had to recommend one product in the nutritional world that crosses all age barriers for overall health, what would you suggest? Now, this doctor did not know he's part of XANGO. Okay, the doctor had no idea. He said, well, as I think about it, the one product I would recommend is mangosteen juice. And he said, that's interesting. Any particular product? And he said, well, the only one that I would really recommend is from a company called XANGO. Now, isn't that interesting that he's on the board of another company who has a kitchen mix of mangosteen, and he recommended our XANGO juice. And he was actually asking me why we were not including the XANGO singles, because he also believes in the product so much, in our 3D pack. And I tried to explain that it's about immediate gratification. And not everybody will notice from 1 ounce of XANGO a difference. And quite honestly, I include a XANGO single in my 3D pack because I am so passionate about what that product not only has done for me personally, but obviously to the millions of people who helped create $1 billion of sales in 5 years. So that's a little bit about the university. Go ahead, and as a XANGO University scholar, you get half price on the brochures. So make sure you include that brochure in your 3D pack, because that will trigger, if you're not including a XANGO single, for people to say, hey, what is this centerfold? What is this XANGO juice, and what does it do? And then, of course, you can use any of the one-touch emails that are in the university that give you all the science, the research, and the videos that explain the power of that product. And I'm sorry for going on longer than I should have, Kali, but thank you for allowing me to share. And I'll let you close out the call.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for all the comments that are in the chat box. We appreciate all of you. And, of course, we're here to serve all of you. So, here's a question. How do we sign into our back office for giftfromus.net? Okay, good question. And the way you do that is through your XANGO University account. So, for example, I'm in my university account right now. I'm logged in as Kali, so let me go to my account. So when you log into XANGO University, on the upper right-hand corner it says My Account. If you click on My Account, you'll see there's your membership account for XANGO University, your shopping account from when you buy the tools, but down here under A Gift From Us, Manage Your Marketing Site. If you click on Manage Your Marketing Site, then it takes you to your Gift From Us login, which is your username, which is your email. You have to log in, even though you're already logged into the university. Now we're logging into our Gift From Us. Your username is your email, and your password is probably the same as your university account. Most people's are, but if you have it different, then it's different. And this will log you into your .net, where you can change your password. You can put in your social media links down here, your Google+, your Twitter, your Facebook, your phone number, etc., and save it, and you can look at your sampling site by simply clicking. Oh, I goofed up, so forget that. You can, I may need to adjust that setting. It might be still set to the .com instead of the .net. In either case, right there, personal details as you're logging in. So again, this is your free site. It's your simple site. It's your share the information with people. When they fill out a contact form, you get an email that tells you this person visited the site. It does not have the full-blown contact manager or any of that. However, that is going to be with the myxangobuilder, and we are setting up with them a little API code so that when people go here and they send you that email, you'll be able to actually put them into your contact manager with the myxangobuilder rather than have two. We thought it would be too confusing for you to have a contact manager here and a contact manager there, so instead you can have all your contacts in myxangobuilder. So With that, thank you, Sandy. 2 weeks from today, plug into the Xango University training. 1 week from today, plug into Richard O'Brien and a whole team of leaders sharing how they hand out samples, how they qualify, how they follow up, and how they close and sponsor new customers and new distributors. And as always, let's tune into tonight's webinar. But as always, let's go share the word. This is Xango's time, and I love what Ryan says. It's your time. It's our time. It's Xango's time. So take advantage of every moment and go explode your businesses. Thank you, everybody.